Dear students, I'm here to give you a brief orientation about the subject law, media and censorship, so that will help you again in order to have some clarity about the subject and in choosing which optional subject to go for. So as you all know, law relating to media or mass media is considered to be one of the significant branch of legal education, and that is why the primary focus of this particular subject is to provide an aspect or a viewpoint to the students about the laws, regulations and regulating bodies that govern and restrict the media and journalism practice in India. The paper focus upon the laws and legal challenges faced by media in India, and that is why, as you know, all the current topics which you come across today in daily lives, such as paid news or fake news or media sensationalism or censorship of media, and especially with respect to the social media, which is an upcoming field with respect to media law, we get to see all sort of rules, regulations and regulating bodies have been discussed in the syllabus, keeping in mind all these, and all these aspects make the subject very much interesting to read upon, because it is very much connected to whatever is happening around you. So if you just go through the syllabus, you will come across that we have tried to put on all these topics in the syllabus, and as you will see, the very first unit, therein we start with the historical evolution of media in India, right from the time of pre-independence and post-independence as well, how the various rules and regulations were framed with respect to the censorship of media. Then from therein the focus shifts to the freedom of speech and expression, wherein our entire topic of discussion revolves around Article 19(1)(a) and 19(2). So basically therein we try to understand the dichotomy between 19(1)(a) and 19(2), because 19(1)(a) talks about the right of free speech, wherein we imply freedom of press as well, and 19(2), which gives the power to put reasonable restrictions on this freedom of speech and expression. So this entire dichotomy has been dealt therein with the help of landmark case laws, wherein we try to analyze Bennett Coleman. We do talk about other various case laws therein. Further, if you go again, then we have talked about the concept of privacy. And this entire concept of privacy, we get to see a paradigm shift, especially after coming up of the judgment of Puttaswamy. So this entire subtopic deals with the definition of privacy, what are the difference between right to privacy of a public figure and a private figure, and we again talk about here the laws relating to defamation, and again another interesting topic here is the sting operations. So again, when we talk about sting operations, that again brings us to the dichotomy between right to privacy on one hand and infringement to that privacy through sting operations. So how the media plays a crucial role here while conducting sting operations, and you must have read a lot of things about sting operations, and so many sting operations are being conducted upon. So this again, this topic gives us scope of a lot of discussion on this aspect of right to privacy on one hand and right to conduct sting operation, to bring out some truth behind that act or conduct on the part of the individuals, wherein we do talk about R.K. Anand case or Rajat Prasad case. So all these judgments again have been included therein. Then further we talk about the topic of right to information. Therein again we talk about how far can the public access to information, how far can this right go, and how to balance out again when we talk about right to information. So your right to seek information may infringe the privacy right of someone else. So again here there is a dichotomy. So basically this entire subject brings us to a situation wherein we try to assess whether we are talking about privacy, whether we are talking about right to information, or whether we're talking about sting operation, any aspect, that there are two competing interests always in the picture, and through these topics we try to analyze which one is to be weighed over the other by the courts, and how the media is always involved in that. Trial by media or fair trial, again there again we get to see two competing interests, wherein we have some various landmark judgments and interesting judgments when we talk about media trial or fair trial, like R.K. Anand judgment, where the judgment we still refer to, which laid the foundation of this concept of trial by media. Contempt of court. So this topic is you get to see in the third unit, wherein we talk about contempt of court, media and its regulations. So once we deal with all the rights or the powers or the privileges of media, but at the same time we cannot just keep on talking about the rights, we do need to talk about the duties, we do need to talk about the regulation or restrictions on media, because again, right to free speech and expression is not an absolute right, and 19.2 very much talks about the reasonable restrictions that can be put on the media. So with this topic, when we come to this point, media and its regulation, we get to see what are the laws, what are the powers, what are the rules given to various agencies through which we can regulate maybe the print media, we can regulate the broadcasting sector, or how do we regulate the social media, because this is one thing which is upcoming field in the media and it's very difficult to tame upon. So here in this particular subtopic, we talk about all sort of rules, regulations, laws, and about the regulating bodies. How do we regulate the media and the various aspects, various forms of media, maybe print media, broadcasting sector, and social media, wherein we have some interesting judgments like Shreya Singhal, again wherein we refer to section 66A of IT Act, and all their scenario is to be discussed herein. Further, we do talk about the censorship of media and the gag orders. So again, this is again a very interesting field, wherein we do understand what are gag orders and how censorship can be imposed on media. Herein we also refer to the differentiating aspects of putting censorship on print media and the visual cinema. So when you will choose this, if you happen to choose this subject, and when we'll come to this point, you will understand that how media can be how censorship can be imposed on media. And herein again we do talk about various judgments like Ompal Singh and S. Rangarajan. All these laid the foundation of this concept of imposing censorship on cinema as well as on print media, wherein we again have very interesting judgments being Reliance Petrochemicals and Sahara India Real Estate, which brings us to the concept of censorship. And lastly, if you come across, the last unit focuses upon media and other contemporary issues. So here when we talk about contemporary issues, that you will come across topics like paid news, you will come across topics like fake news, you will come across media sensationalism, how in this race of TRPs today's media is competing with each other, and in order to grab those TRPs, in order to achieve higher TRPs, how media sensationalism is being created, and how many times we do come across that the right or the freedom which is being given to the media, at times it is being compromised, it is being misused by media. So here these sort of contemporary issues have been discussed. So having given you a brief overview of the subject, also you will get a chance to go through it on the website of the Faculty of Law. So basically the aim or the purpose of this subject is to sensitize you, to make you aware as a student what's all happening in the media law with the help of these latest judgments and along with the contemporary issues. And definitely the topic the subject is so relevant given the scenario today. Everything revolves around media, especially after having cross media ownership. So media is considered to be the fourth pillar of democracy. So all these topics makes the subject very much relevant, especially in the field of litigation as well, because especially in the field of social media, so much is going on. So if you study this subject at the stage of LLB, that will definitely help you further in your career with respect to litigation, or whether you go somewhere as researchers or in all these fields. So that's all for the subject.